I bet.
You got a high bar to,
Yeah, we don't try. Not even gonna try.
Well, I just asked them, and they had a pretty interesting response. But how important was it having Bazell back in the lineup today?
Well, he hits third. He's been our best hitter since opening day. Day in, day out, he's been very consistent. To have a guy that makes good swing decisions in the middle of the order is really very important, because it sets things up for other guys behind him. And that's really where it all starts, moving on the right pitch.
Yesterday you mentioned that even though it's a non-conference series, it's kind of an important one to win this late in the season. How important was it today to take the win?
Any time this game deals you some type of setback and adversity, it's important how you respond to it. And thought the guys did a great job responding, especially with the way the game, all three games have been. There's a lot of runs scored, a lot of offense. And so to be resilient enough to stay in there and do that, I think it was good. And again, tip your hat to Sam Houston. That's a good team. They swing the bats really good. Their kids pitch good. They played hard.
Jimmy used 14 pitchers this weekend over the last 3 games. Did you like that from the standpoint of you got a lot of guys to work, or did you not want to go into your bullpen as much?
I hadn't really thought about it. Didn't know we used 14, but you want to use as many as you need to use. Was really very pleased that Beckel went in and executed pitches there at the end, and we didn't have to use another one. So let's cap it off at 14. Sounds good.
Coach, what did you think of Will Burns today and yesterday?
Kid's got a lot of presence, really likes to play, has a lot of tools. Obviously there's things within the game that the game shows him and he probably learns from, like the base running there deal, in the 8th. But those things happen, and if you learn from them, you got a chance to get better. But Will's, again, we're very fortunate to have him here. At this point, this guy can really defend and can really run. A lot of people don't know that. There's going to be power there someday, and so those two guys cover a lot of ground. You start talking about those two guys. They just get to a lot of balls.
Coach, Zach Vuletic, 14-game hit streak right now. I think he's 7 for 12 in the series. Just did you imagine he'd have this role in the team this late in the year? And I guess, how crucial has he been?
Yeah, he's really evolving and really taking advantage of the opportunity. I don't know that we knew he was going to stand where he was going to stand, but if he, when you get an opportunity, if you hit, usually we try to find you a place to stand. Made it, it makes making a lineup out really hard because you're trying to pick between guys, and but I know everybody's really happy he got in there and swung it back good. Just it's got to be about doing what's best for the team. And you're right. He had a good game, and he's the one that clearly you go, well, right now he's swinging the bat good enough. He's got to be in there.
Just following up on that, is that part of the reason why Gabe Harrelson was sitting today, and also another lefty pitcher, or?
That would be the reason. You sit there and you go, okay, you got to pick between Carter and Gates. Basically, is what you have to do because Vu's put himself in that position. And we pretty much just gave Hester a day yesterday. And, Hester's been good against right and lefts, played good defense. But it can keep evolving. Guys can keep competing. And, I think everybody knows Gage has played 40, 44 games, 45 games. He's going to be in there. He's going to be a big part of this.
They cut it to a one-run game, and Beckel hangs 2 zeros, and Zach gets the RBI. Just how pleased were you with the way the team kind of finished that game, given how close it got?
Yeah, based on the previous 2 games, hanging 2 zeros wasn't that easy, right? Which game was it they scored the first six innings in a row? Was it the first game? And so that offense is, they are resilient, and they do put good at-bats together. Seems like to me this weekend when they got a pitch in the middle of the plate, they didn't miss it very often. So, Beckel did a great job. And then obviously, to me, the bottom of the 8th was set up by Will's at-bat, even though there was a base running error. When he doesn't get on as a leadoff hitter, you don't push. and then he gets thrown out at second, and then the next big part was Hester singling, and yeah, I think good base running, going first to third with one out with Tracer. Fortunate Boo's ball, got to 6, right? I mean, basically what happened, and he beat it out, and so now the rest of that inning, how it played out was really interesting. And it's baseball though. You watch it, sometimes something will happen. Like, well, I've never seen that. So, but yeah, very proud of him.
So what's your pitching looking like for Tuesday? I guess Petty and
Yeah, and so should be a deal. There's not a bullpen guy that shouldn't be available. Tabor ought to be able to throw out of the bullpen if you really needed him. Probably not going to do that, but you could. I was looking at the list, and all bullpen guys should be available and should be ready to go.
Hey, any update on Owen Washburn? Is he back anytime soon?
No, I didn't. I mean, I think he's wanting to come back, but I don't know if they'll be able to come back.
So at best, it would be. Your
Yeah.
expectation is you don't think he's going to play again this year?
I don't really have one. Like I visit with Brian about it weekly, and if Brian was to say, "Hey, he's ready to go," we'd go, "Let's see what it looks like." And so, in a situation like that, you want to do what's best for him, like in the aspect of medical red shirting, not burning a year and coming back. And what we're talking about too, like lunatic. I mean, you had a guy that started every game nearly on the bench today. And a guy hit third last weekend on the bench today. And so, I don't know if it's the best time to come back. If that makes sense, for a guy that hadn't had at bats. Need a minor league system, right? Need somewhere to send them to get at bats. It's funny, but you kind of. They used to have that, Marsh. They used to have it. They used to have. I'm not gonna say JV.
Oh, right.
Yeah. A guy could play, a guy could pitch. Crazy as that sounds, it's good for him because it's hard to get better if you don't play.
Anything else before we let him go?
I just have one more. How did Bo Blessy feel after his outing, and how did he look to you?
I'm sure one thing that's very fun to me is when you go to the mound and a guy looks at you like, "What are you doing out here?" Like they want to stay in because that's his makeup. And so, to me, again, a lot like last week, he came in a high leverage situation and executed pitches, and we ended up throwing a guy out at third with 2 outs. But he executed pitches, and then, so, sure, he wanted to stay in the game. That's how he probably felt.
Coach, real quick on Blessy, is there any expectation to maybe stretch him out before, as we head down the stretch, or is he going to be a 1 to 2 inning guy?
I'd say 1 to 2 innings. Good idea. I mean, yeah, if you could, that'd be a great idea. It's pretty good opening weekend, right?
Well, I believe it's a 14-game hit streak for you now. How are you seeing the ball, and just what's going right for you at the plate?
I don't really have anything else to say other than I'm getting lucky. I could have 4 really hard hits and hit them right at someone, so I'm just finding holes right now. Fortunately, I feel like I'm putting good swings on it and seeing it well, but a lot of it has to do with some luck too. So I'm just fortunate.
Tyler also swinging the bat pretty well. Last night you come off the bench after Bizzell gets tossed in the first inning. What did you just that night and today another solid day at the plate? Just what's going right for you two?
I would just say it's a mindset thing. Me and Coach Gutierrez, the volunteer guy here, we've really put some cage time in and worked on something that has clicked. I mean, it started off a little slower than I would like, and just kind of putting good at bats together, building off of each one of them. So I would say that like the cage time that I put in with Goot has really helped like see the ball better and like have a game plan when I go up there.
You haven't played much of the field, but yesterday and Friday night you played third base a little bit. And what was that like for you, and how much have you gotten reps out there throughout this year?
Throughout this year, every day.
Every day.
Me and Vu take ground balls over there at third with Kevin. But I mean, I haven't played third base since my freshman year, which was 5 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was definitely fun to go do that again, and I would say the game slowed down a little bit more than it was 5 years ago.
What about the play you made in Phelps Airport the other night?
I don't know. I haven't moved like that in a long time either.
That was an incredible display of athleticism. Fired me up.
Given that Sam Houston scores 27 runs, they're kind of like a heralded offense coming in. Do you guys feel, I don't know, extra motivated as an offense to match them step for step? And I guess kind of showed today and Friday night.
Yes. Yeah. They can really swing it, and we saw that all 3 games. So we knew coming in that we would have to put up some runs, especially our bullpen's struggling a little bit right now. But I think we're trending in the right direction, hopefully. But I'm just glad that we were able to provide the run support for them.
And I guess given how the season's gone and the postseason kind of regular season coming to an end soon, did you guys feel extra urgency coming into this weekend compared to, I guess, earlier in the season?
I would say so, yeah, especially with last weekend's loss. We knew that we had to saddle up, especially, like you said, getting closer to the postseason. But it's been fun. It's been fun to tee up with these guys. They put up a good fight.
Anything else?
Yeah, each of you guys tell us kind of about your home run, what pitches you hit, and how you felt when you left the bat.
I think mine was a 3-2 fastball. I think it was in. 3-2 fastball in. Felt good. Wind's blowing that way. Just thought I could get it up in the air and let it go.
On mine, I think that's the best swing I put on the ball this year, personally. I don't think I could have hit it any better, so that was fun. Yes.
Zach, it seems like every time you're in here, we ask you, you always talk about being ready because it seems like your starts tend to be a little intermittent. Is all the time and all your patience kind of paying off now? Because I think the guys have said you're on a 14-game hit streak. You have multi-hit games in 6 of the last 7, I think.
I would like to think so. I would like to think that is a credit to my preparation and always being ready to go in. Like I said, I'm just getting lucky too. I'm just grateful that things are falling in place for me right now because I know that it always isn't like that. Not like that all the time. So I'm just fortunate to be in there and help my team out.
How important was it having Bazell back in the lineup today?
You want me to take that one?
Yeah, you take that one.
I think it was very important. I mean, losing that guy Friday night, couldn't have him yesterday. I think he's a big key to the offense that we have, and he's one of the guys that gets it going. And what do you have? 2 hits today. I mean, just he's always on base. Gets on base for the guy right behind him.
Was his homer farther than both of ours?
Yeah, it was.
It was.
450,
Yeah,
457.
452.
Way farther.
Good for him.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he's just a big piece of our lineup. I mean, so yeah, I think it was huge to have him back.
All right, let's let these 2 guys go.